there, Generosers. Welcome back to the YouTube. Hope you guys are good. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the craziest school punishments from all around the world. Now, as this video goes on, the school punishments get worse and worse. You are not going to believe what some countries do to punish their students. It's actually insane. Before we start, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. 84.2% of you guys are not subscribed. Please just subscribe right now. It only takes 5 seconds and we'll get on straight with the video. Now, in the olden days, teachers might get their students to wear a dunce cap and sit in the corner of the room. But what Bulgaria does is kicks their students out of the class for the entire day. Studies have shown that such suspensions are ineffective in improving behavior. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Kicking the student out of the class, probably not going to do a lot, is it? In Ukraine, they are forced to do push-ups. More than half of people can't do over 10 push-ups in a row. Physical punishment. Yeah, I don't really know how far they're going to get with that. Okay, I never know how to pronounce this one. Niger? I'm just going to go with that. Forced to eat off the floor. It only takes a second for thousands of bacteria to enter dropped food. Imagine you get in trouble for talking in class and the teacher says to you, right, at lunch, you have to put your food on the floor and eat it. You have to eat your lunch, eat your sandwich off of the floor. I think I would probably just skip lunch. In Cambodia, they are beaten with a ruler. Oh my God, this is making the UK actually sound pretty decent. Corporal punishment is unfortunately still present in a third of all schools. I did not know that. In other words, teachers are allowed to hit students in a third of all schools. I did not know that. Make sure you stick around, guys, to see exactly which country has the worst form of school punishment. Sri Lanka, banned from peeing. You can't go to the toilet while in class, so you're forced to hold it in. I would probably just pee on the teacher at that point. That would just be so annoying. And then they'd ban you from pooping, and then you'd probably just poop on them. How do you pronounce this one? Brunei. Brunei. The school punishment in Brunei is writing on head. You'd have to display whatever you did wrong on your forehead for the whole day. I hit my teacher. I spat on a girl. I don't know if that would be really funny, so it'd encourage you more, or if it would be embarrassing. I don't really know. In Georgia, they are punched in the stomach. Frank Richards let people punch, shoot cannonballs at, and hit his stomach with a hammer. Okay, I think that's a separate thing. I don't think that happened in a school, but apparently in Georgia, the teachers are just allowed to punch the students. That is insane. Oh my God. And these are only going to get worse and worse. You are not going to believe what's at the end. Finland, soap scrubbed in the mouth. This punishment is for bad language and dates back to at least the 1800s. Oh my God. Oh, well, that is certainly how to wash your mouth out. That would taste so bad. Hair pulling in the Philippines. 1% of students pull their hair out due to exam stress. They stop once exams are over. Oh my God. I just can't believe, like, so many countries are, like, allowed to hurt their students. Like, imagine going to school and the teacher's allowed to physically hurt you and you're not allowed to do anything back. That would be so weird. I know that's how England used to be, but, like, imagine it now. The school punishment in Turkey is sitting with the girls. Only boys get this punishment. It's supposed to be super embarrassing. It's sort of a blow for the girls, really, isn't it? It's like, why is that a punishment that they have to sit with the girls? It's not really that bad, is it? I think that's probably the best one so far. Bosnia, lowest grade gets expelled. In an effort to improve grades, the worst performing kid was expelled. Oh my God, that is so intense. That's like, what do you call it? That's like, freaking natural. Is it, what do you call it? Natural. Oh God, I would definitely get expelled. In Belgium, students are asked to remove the gum from desks. To be fair, this was a punishment for sticking it there in the first place. Oh, okay. That is fair enough, but still, I would not want to have to do that. In Bangladesh, students are forced to cut the grass. Forcing kids to operate something like a lawnmower is illegal in most places, but not in Bangladesh. There's so many, like, funny physical punishments you can make kids do if they misbehave. In Algeria, students are forced to walk on their knees. Algerian teachers force their students to kneel through rocks. Ouch. Oh my God. I've got to try this. Oh. I mean, this is just on a, like, nice, soft carpet. It's not even rocks and it's just really uncomfortable. In Brazil, if you misbehave, you are roasted by the entire class. The teacher instructed the students to make fun of another student. You get caught talking to your friends, and then the teacher says, right, everyone take turns. You all get to roast Jake. Just say something you don't like about him. And everyone's going, you ginger. Oh my god, that would be very funny. I could actually kind of see that one working, but then at the same time, it's kind of bullying, isn't it? I wonder if throughout this video, we're going to look at these and go, actually, that's a really good idea. I think the UK should adopt that. Probably not. In Laos, forced to stand for the day. People who stand all day are 3 times as likely to develop harmful varicose veins. Oh, okay. It's good to know. Thanks for that. That would be horrible. Doing your work, eating lunch, doing the whole school day standing up just sounds so bad. In Vietnam, you were forced to write self-criticism. Students were forced to write an essay criticizing themselves, then read it out. Oh my god. I am a stupid ginger boy, and I don't listen in class. That's pretty much the extent of what mine would have been. In Poland, students are forced to run a lap around the school. While most schools ban running indoors, this school took the opposite approach. Oh my god. That really depends on how big your school is. If you've got a massive school, then that would be really boring. Actually, it'd be kind of fun. It would be kind of fun to just do a lap around the school. As punishments go, it's definitely better than walking on your knees on rocks. Forced to stand in the sun. Oh god. Goodbye, gingers. Myanmar forces their students to stand in the sun. Bear in mind, it can get up to 30 degrees C in Myanmar. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. That just feels so illegal. It's like, I would just melt. I would. If that happened to me, I would just come back looking like this. Right, Jake, you vampire, go stand outside in the sun for 5 minutes. I would die. In Serbia, students are forced to hold their hands in the air. Oh god, I could not do this for too long. Amar Barati has held his arm in the air for over 50 years to promote world peace. How's he done that for 50 years? My arms are already aching and it's been 10 seconds. He does this in his sleep? Oh, God. You know what? Good on him. Denmark. Message sent home. This way, the responsibility to actually punish it shifted onto the parents. That's probably quite good. I mean, to be fair, UK schools do that. They phone home, don't they? A message sent home. You phone home. Parents get informed and they're like, you know what? Don't do that again. I mean, if you're misbehaving so badly that you phone the parents, I don't think the parents really care. In Norway, water is poured down pants. Sounds a bit dodgy. Cold water was poured down students' pants. Even worse, looked like they peed themselves. That'd be so weird, your teacher coming up to you with like a cup of water and just pouring it down your pants. And you're not allowed to say no. That is really so strange. Oh god, Russia, here we go. Repeat lesson again. Studies show repetition as an effective means of retaining information. I mean, you pretty much do repeat lessons again anyway, don't you? I suppose if you're having to do the exact same work, that would be boring. But then also the teacher has to do the same thing again. So that feels like as much of a punishment for the teacher as it does the students. Kneel on corn. It might not sound too bad, but try doing it for more than a few seconds. It really hurts. What is it with these schools getting their students to kneel on random things? First rocks and now corn. That's what Croatia gets their students to do. And in Singapore, you were beaten by the head teacher. Interesting, it's specifically the head teacher. I wonder if your head teacher has had like a history of, I don't know, winning boxing fights. If your head teacher is Mike Tyson, then you might have a problem. A student was beaten for 2 hours for having a tattoo. For 2 hours? Did they die? It sounds like they were just tortured. You just can't imagine that being in the UK, can you? Like, that just wouldn't, it just wouldn't happen, especially with the year 7 chavs around. In Egypt, students are forced to sit on frozen peas. Why frozen peas? It's so random. Probably really uncomfortable as well. I'm surprised they didn't get them to kneel on them. Actually, isn't that a thing? I swear in one country they get students to kneel on frozen peas as well. Other countries just love getting kids to kneel on things. In Sweden, confiscated phones. That also happens in the UK. I can see that happening. Even if you weren't on your phone, it can be confiscated for the day as punishment. That's fair enough. I think that's quite a good punishment. I think I've made videos in the past. If schools didn't have punishments, the school would just probably burn down in a couple days, if that. So I do understand why we need school punishments. But in Thailand, your toes are stamped on. Why? What? Why? A quarter of your body's bones are found in your feet. Yeah, so it makes it even makes it even more painful. Oh my god. What is wrong with other countries? It just feels like they don't have any rules. In Afghanistan, teachers are allowed to cut your hair. Hair grows at about 6 inches per year, or half an inch every month. That, again, that just would not happen in school, would it? Imagine a teacher coming up to like this chavvy girl in a UK school. They'd be like, Miss, no, f off. Miss, f off, it's my hair. It just wouldn't happen. The teacher would get beaten up. Talking about being beaten up, in South Korea, students are beaten with a club if they misbehave. A golf club. Internal bleeding caused by such punishments can be extremely deadly. Yeah, I'm not surprised. What the hell? What the hell? Oh my God. It's just beyond me. And we haven't even made it to the worst ones yet, guys. Wait until the end. Don't forget, these get worse and worse. In Germany, students are made to tie a ponytail. Boys with long hair are told to tie it up to embarrass them. Okay, that's an interesting one. It's only specifically to do with boys, so I guess Germany doesn't like boys having long hair or something, so they're told to tie it up. I mean, to be fair, I know quite a few guys in school that had long hair that tied it into a ponytail anyway. That one's not too bad. Spain, watch the class through a window. All embarrassment of getting sent out of the class without getting to skip it. So they would sit outside and watch the class through the window. That would just be so funny. That actually just sounds hilarious. I think I want to see that happen now. And it would be even funnier if they were doing it wearing a dunce cap. In Wales, students are forced to write lines. In 2019, a student designed a robot that would write the lines for them. Oh, pretty smart. It's a pretty smart student then. That was not too bad. It's just quite boring. In Hungary, students were forced to stand in a corner. Research showed 4 minutes as the optimal length for a timeout punishment. 4 minutes. That doesn't sound very long. I think if I was a teacher, that's what I would get my students to do. Just stand in the corner, stare at the wall for hours on end. In Italy, students are forced to face the wall. Some countries consider this a form of corporal punishment and isolation. I think that's a pretty good one, as long as it's not for too long. I think otherwise, I don't know, the student might pass out and die or something. I don't know. All this bloody health and safety stuff, eh? Oh my God, this one's so weird. In Puerto Rico, students are forced to spit in a bucket until it's filled up. Kids who spat at the ground would have to spit until a bucket was full. Oh my God. To be fair, the amount of students I remember in school spitting, like just randomly, whether it was inside, outside, they'd just spit on random things. I once got spat on the back of my head. Remember, that was a whole thing. I f***ing cried over that. I was such an innocent kid in school. But anyway, spitting in a bucket until it's filled up, that is one way to dehydrate your students. That's a really creative punishment as well. In Australia, students are forced to stand on a chair. A fall can be deadly from as low as 6 feet, depending on how you land. Oh, I suppose if you landed on your neck from 6 foot up, that might kill you. Jesus Christ, Australia, calm down. Oh, here we go. Here's a normal one from England. Detention during break time. The average recess lasts 30.2 minutes. There you go. That's a normal one, isn't it? Much better than f***ing spitting in a bucket until it's full up. How big is this bucket anyway? Is it this big? This big? You would just die of dehydration. In the Netherlands, students are forced to tidy up after class. 78% of students feel that cleanliness has an impact on their school performance. That's a pretty good one. To be fair, I think that is one that the UK should adopt because my school was a freaking mess. In Indonesia, students are forced to salute the flag. Students who are late are forced to stay outside and salute their flag for an hour. Oh, right, just stand there like this. Oh my God, just for a whole hour. That's pretty similar to the hands up one, isn't it? That's, yeah, that's pretty boring. Also, that doesn't really make a lot of sense. So students who are late are forced, so they're late, so they've missed some of their lesson. So then the student then makes them stand outside and salute a flag for an hour, therefore missing more of their lesson. Doesn't make any sense. In Canada, gum stuck to your nose. Caught chewing gum? Wear it on your face for the rest of the day. That is horrible. That would be so bad. I mean, they're lucky it's not put in their hair or something. I mean, honestly, some of these are so bad. Imagine just wearing it. Oh, it'd be so sticky. What if it falls off? Are you forced to put it back on? In Malaysia, students are forced to crawl everywhere for a day. That would be so weird. Crawling has long been a tool for humiliation and submission. That is so weird. Oh my God. Imagine you're walking around school and all of a sudden you see your friend just crawling past you like this. You alright, mate? What are you doing? Honestly, it's f***ing bullshit. I hate this. That one actually just sounds so funny. I really wish I was in school and I saw my friends crawling up their stairs on all fours. In Albania, students are fined for having a phone in class. A student from Albania was fined for pulling up their phone in the hallway. $15. Oh my God. I just think students wouldn't pay it. I just think in England, kids are just way too stubborn. They wouldn't pay that, or the parents wouldn't pay that. I just can't see it happening. What happens if they don't pay it? Do they get expelled? In Nepal, students are forced to take off clothing. Despite being illegal, some teacher will make you drop your pants for misbehavior. What the f***ing fuck? What? What the hell? That is so wrong. Oh my God. I just think if that was in the UK, right, and one of the teachers was making you do that, unless the students on their own, like if they're getting you to do that like publicly in a class of, let's say, 25 kids, I think all the other students would be like, nah, sir, come on, that's a bit weird, isn't it? Like, maybe let's not do that. I'm struggling to see it happen, but apparently it does in Nepal. Oh God, it just makes me and we're not even at the end yet. They're just getting worse. India, forced to stay in the Murga position. This stress position places huge amounts of pressure on the legs. At least they don't do it naked. In Cuba, unclogging toilet with bare hands. A 4-year-old was forced to unclog a toilet with his hands because he clogged it. He clogged it? How much is this 4-year-old eating? How big are his shits that he's clogging an adult toilet? In USA, fined for chewing gum. I did not know that. A school charged their student $25 if they were caught chewing gum. Are they allowed to do that? How are they allowed to do that? In Mexico, shoved into a haunted closet. Studies place a fear of monsters as the most common among kids. Oh my God, yeah. When you're in primary school, you're really scared of ghosts and monsters and all that sort of thing. So the teachers tell you the cupboard is haunted, and if you misbehave, they're gonna lock you in there. Oh my God, that's so horrible, but also really funny. In China, forced to lift heavy objects. Some students were forced to hold heavy buckets of water. Oh God, bit of weight training. Nothing wrong with that. I suppose, yeah, again, that's like another physical punishment, isn't it? Oh my God. That's definitely not the worst one, but it's still quite bad. Okay, we have made it to the very last one, and it is certainly terrible. Arguably the worst one. Maybe, maybe not. I'll let you guys decide. In North Korea, if students misbehave, they get enlisted into the army. Men in North Korea have to serve up to 10 years in the army from age 17. Oh my God. So is that just a thing? I don't even know if that's a punishment. I think that's something just happens to every student anyway, as soon as they turn 17. So as soon as you turn 17 in North Korea, you go straight into the army and you have to be in the army for 10 years. Those are like 10 key years as well. Like, I think that's arguably the worst one on the list. I mean, maybe not. Maybe the teachers in Nepal getting students to take off their clothing is maybe arguably a bit worse than that. I don't know. I'll let you guys decide. Both of them are equally as weird. And you know what? I'm glad I went to school in the UK. Okay, guys, that is going to be it for today's video. I don't really know what to do with all the information I've just taken in through this. I feel like I've gone through all of these punishments even though I haven't. I hope you guys aren't as scarred as I am. Right, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Take it easy. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye. Oi! Subscribe!
Oh, God, please subscribe. Subscribe.
Subscribe! Subscribe!